I know that growing businesses, it sounds like you're doubling in size. That's amazing. I know a lot of times growing businesses, sometimes you can grow too fast, like
Oh yeah.
systems, structures, bookkeeping, taking care of your finances. What are your solutions and how are you handling that in your business?
We just started paying for QuickBooks, time clocks, and also it has like employee tracking where they're at. And
Yeah.
one of the biggest things we had to adapt to was like allowing ourselves to get subs. And like, but I did it differently. I don't allow subs if you haven't worked hourly for me. And people get really upset. And they're like, "What do you?" I'm like, "We do a lot of all our decks are different than anybody else's. Like, what could you do differently that nobody else does?" I'm like, "Well, for instance, like we cascade our stairs always, like where it's picture framed and cascaded, where the two-tone goes like a waterfall kind of. We bevel all of our deck boards where they run into a perpendicular picture frame, 8 degrees, so that way it minimizes the visualization of expansion and contraction. These are all just standard things that we do, and like I have people that I'll send that message to, and they're like, they don't even respond.
This episode is brought to you by Pierre Tax and Accounting, led by CPA Eric Pierre, a seasoned accounting and tax expert with years of experience helping individuals and businesses navigate complex financial landscapes. Whether you need personal tax planning, business tax strategy, bookkeeping, or financial planning support, Eric and his team are committed to helping you protect and grow your financial future with clarity and confidence. To get expert guidance you can trust, check out Pierre Tax and Accounting at pierreaccounting.com. We'd also like to thank Data Driven Decisions, founded by Katie Forrester, for sponsoring today's show. Data Driven Decisions specializes in accounting, bookkeeping, payroll, and advisory services tailored specifically for small businesses and entrepreneurs who want financial clarity and peace of mind. From KPI reporting to fractional CFO support and QuickBooks training, Katie's team brings big firm expertise with a personal touch. Visit them at datadriven.coach to see how smart financial support can make all the difference in your business growth. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Builder's Bible. I'm joined by Jonathan Lang, owner, operator of Colorado Elite Outdoor. Jonathan, tell us about your business, man. How'd you get started? Where are you guys at today?
Well, I've been building decks and fences. Started out about 20 years ago, a little over 20 years ago. Um, Then I worked for the most exquisite deck companies in Colorado for many years, running their crews. Brought some things that they didn't offer themselves, not because they weren't that good of a carpenter. It's just I think of doing things to decks that nobody else really thinks of doing. Things that just add a little bit extra touch. Had like some economic hardships, so we diversified a little bit when we needed to. Doing pole barns. We actually have a couple homes getting built right now, but we're starting to slowly scale back in the just decks and outdoor living spaces as our marketing allows. And we just plan on being the premium deck builder in Colorado.
That's super cool, man. I don't know anything about building decks, but so you said you added some little touches here and there. Like, what would be an example of that?
Well, if you don't mind moving background,
No,
we're actually in the middle of our deck display for our home show. I
this
can
is a
show you a
this is a show about
couple things.
contractors, man. So I like that you're on the move.
So, as you can see right here, these are pocket screws.
Yeah.
When we do our picture frames, as you can tell, this is actually part of our home show display, going to be. We pocket screw and glue all of our miters.
Hmm.
We have 3 diamonds that are going to be here. Don't mind the mess. It's our shop. um, so little things like that. We pocket screw, pocket screw and glue all of our miters.
Hmm.
Um, we just go above and beyond on that. We're switching to mostly TimberTech because it's one of the only Class A fire rated decking on the market. And it's easier. We're trying to advertise more for having custom features like bent boards with radiuses in them.
Mm-hmm.
TimberTech's the most efficient to do with that. One of the things we do different, we uniform all of our joist spacing, like the joists on a deck for the framing.
Hmm.
Instead of having like 12-inch center, 12-inch center, 12-inch center, then like a remainder of 7 inches at the end. We take the full distance, divide it up, and make all of the uniform, or make all the spacing uniform. Little things like that for professionalism as your deck's being built.
What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by VonFinch Investments. If you're a business owner or investor looking to grow your wealth beyond the stock market, you need to check out VonFinch Investments. They give you access to institutional quality real estate and private credit deals without the headaches of managing properties yourself. Their model is built around alignment. They invest alongside you, and they only win when you win. If you want passive income, tax efficiency, and real asset exposure, VonFinch is worth a serious look. What's up, everybody? This episode is sponsored by ExitWise. If you're a business owner thinking about selling your company, whether that's now or years down the road, you need to know what your business is actually worth and how to maximize that exit. That's exactly what ExitWise does. They help you prepare, position, and ultimately sell your business by assembling a world-class team of M&A experts around you, guiding you from valuation all the way through closing. If you want to know what your business is really worth and how to increase that number before you sell, go check out exitwise.com and get ahead of it. Tell us about the company. Like what's overall sales? How many people do you have on staff?
So we have 5 people on staff right now. And we hit 1.2 million last year. Looks like we're on track to double that already. And it's only just barely March.
Wow.
Best February we've ever seen. We booked job after job. We were doing 3 to 4 estimates a day for weeks in February. We made some switch ups with our marketing. I've been posting on social media like religiously every single day on TikTok. I actually got 1 job and 2 estimates so far off of posting in 4 months of posting daily on TikTok. And I didn't think it'd really work. I just tried it. I followed a marketer and he said,
"What's your handle so people can go follow you?"
Jonathan Lang.
Okay.
And then it'll link to Colorado Elite Outdoor Contractors, and I'd love that. Thank you. And then I post 3 times a week on Facebook and Instagram. But we had a really good February, just coming in hot to the season. We had, I think, the lack of a Colorado winter helped. It's been and we've had a lot of trial and error. We started 4 years ago, in February 4 years ago, and we had to diversify quite a bit, like I said. And then now our marketing is starting to. We have a great marketer. He's amazing. His name's Jonathan Lindsay, and he does. We went from average like 27 or 29 in October when he started. We're like an average of number 7 in the metro area with top 2 in AI searches. So he moved fast, and hats off to him. I got him when he was new in the business, so I got him at a steal of a price. I think he's worth way more than we pay him.
Yeah. What are John? What are some things that are going really well with your business right now? What are some some challenges you guys are facing?
Oh, the second part I have lots of, but so Janessa is my wife, and like we do. Let me see if I move because it looks like the picture's fuzzy. But we do some. We all do all our estimates together, and I feel like the customers eat up the husband-wife duo. Like, we're not salespeople. Her follow-up game is horrible. We close. We build a relationship off conversation of, and I think it goes off of the old philosophy. People remember conversation more than you trying to sell the product.
Yeah, I love that. What are some challenges your business is facing right now?
Well, I was supposed to go help a friend in Oklahoma build his redo his bathrooms and kitchen next week, and we're down to 2 employees. This all of a sudden last minute. It's like God saying, "Not right now." So I was hoping to have building 2 crews, me on one, and have another crew, and the 2 guys on the other crew. One of them got in a car accident. The other one got injured 3 weeks ago, and his injury flared up. So that crew's down, and it's me more hands on, and could just be God saying that you're going to take the time and keep training your guys the way you want them, so you don't have to do it later.
Yeah. Amen. Yeah, I can tell you're a man of faith. How does that impact your business?
I feel like once I started praying about it, like, so was it 15 months ago, 16 months ago, November, whenever it was, 2 Novembers ago, I had like 4 days left at work and 2 crews trying to feed them. And we were doing we had everyone in my community, we'd meet in my shop for a group called Alpha Group. And it's a Christian based, like learning to have a relationship with God.
We do an
And
alpha on Mondays. I love alpha.
it's awesome. Heck yeah. And so we prayed about it. Like I was just like, I need to, like, I don't want to pray that selfishly, but I need to work like now. We closed 3 months of work in the next like 4 days.
Wow.
And then like there's times I lose track of it. Like I try to pride myself in giving God my first minutes of my day, not leftovers. And I feel like he rewards me for that.
This episode is brought to you by 10X Nerds. If you're a business owner doing real revenue, there's a good chance you're overpaying in areas you haven't even looked at. Things like credit card processing, insurance, telecom, and more. 10X Nerds comes in, audits your expenses across 30 plus categories, and finds immediate savings. And here's the kicker: they only get paid if they save you money. It's a complete no-brainer. If you want to keep more of what you make, go check them out at 10xnerds.com. This episode is brought to you by Rakowski Law Firm. If you're a business owner or have built a level of wealth, but you don't have your estate plan dialed in, you're exposed. Rakowski Law Firm helps families and business owners protect their assets, avoid probate, and make sure everything transfers exactly how it should. This isn't just paperwork, it's a real strategy to protect your legacy. If you haven't looked at your plan in a while or don't have one, go to rakowskilawfirm.com. Let's talk about AI for a second. How are you using it? Where do you feel like you could be using it more?
I'm using it. I try not to use it as a search engine. If it's a question that I ask Google, I try to separate the two, because I don't want to slip into that of using it as a search engine. I use it for simple 3D renderings because ChatGPT is kind of if there's a deck on two sides of a house where it connects, ChatGPT is not very strong at that.
Yeah.
But if it's like a simple square deck with a concrete slab under that, I can do that pretty well. It might take 3 or 4 times or 8, but I'm not familiar with other programs. So I mean, I want to get familiar, and I have I get anxiety about weird stuff like that. I'm like trying to learn new things, and I'm not tech savvy enough. With me going to, I went to school for drafting right after the recession of '08.
Yeah.
And I was great at AutoCAD, even though I preferred drafting the way I did it in high school, the drafting board, but I couldn't even use AutoCAD right now.
Yeah. Yeah. What are some fun projects you've worked on or are working on? Is there anything on your mind right now in terms of like a cool deck you've built, or is there a cool project your team is working on right now that you're really proud of?
There's one that's like not actually for a customer, but it's right outside my shop here where my guys are working on my home show display for the Castle Rock Home Show. And we have 4 bent deck boards, AZEK, TimberTech, PVC deck boards. They're going to have so we have a 10 by 20 corner booth instead of having like a sharp edge on the corner, and you have to pass by my booth to go between the 2 buildings at the home show. So we're gonna have a radius deck board right there, so that way it's a nice smooth, like to walk around, hopefully catch people's eye. And then when they look in the middle of my deck, it's gonna have 3 like bent, squiggly, like random abstract deck boards inlaid.
Yeah.
So that one's cool. We're really excited about that and start like getting people's attention with that.
Yeah.
But we have a couple coming up that we're really excited for. Not really the project itself, it's more of the class of customers, of like the direction of the company that it seems like our marketing is going.
Yeah. Yeah.
And because I told my marketer when I met him, I said, the best way to put it into words, you want like Stephanie here that is like very high end community, $3 million house in Castle Rock, Colorado. And her and her girlfriends, are all neighbors, want to have the best deck and they want to show it off,
Yeah.
I want that. And like basically the same people that are like reverse search like the best brand of purses, the best
Yeah.
brand of whatever,
Yeah.
the new Lexus. Like I want those people that are like searching for that to search for decks and like me come up.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like a icing on the cake for a really nice house, right? A really sick deck with a grill and all that kind of stuff
Yeah,
that's in people. I love
it's
that.
it is like the most expensive add-on for your house,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we get that. That's why we do offer financing.
Yeah. I know that growing businesses, it sounds like you're doubling in size. That's amazing. I know a lot of times growing businesses, sometimes you can grow too fast, like
Oh yeah.
systems, structures, bookkeeping, like taking care of your finances. What are your solutions and how are you handling that in your business?
We just figured that out like a few months ago. Honestly, we were a mess.
Yeah.
We just downloaded. We just started paying for QuickBooks, time clocks, and also has like employee tracking where they're at.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things we had to adapt to was like allowing ourselves to get subs. And like, but I did it differently. I don't allow subs if you haven't worked hourly for me.
Yeah.
And people get really upset. And they're like, "What do you?" I'm like, "We do a lot of all our decks are different than anybody else's. Like, what could you do differently that nobody else does?" I'm like, "Well, for instance, like we cascade our stairs always, like where it's picture framed and cascaded, where the two tone goes like a waterfall kind of.
Yeah.
We bevel all of our deck boards where they run into a perpendicular picture frame, 8 degrees, so that way it minimizes the visualization of expansion and contraction.
Hmm.
These are all just standard things that we do, and like I have people like I'll send that message to, and they're like they don't even respond, like sort of like oh like because people think that a deck is a deck, and there's deck builders and there's carpenters.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I love that you've just kind of listened to what your clients ask for and you kind of expanded into those different areas. And you said you're building like some houses for people as well, not just decks.
Yeah, we have 2 barn dominiums going up in the mountains right now because we're building our own barn dominium. It's almost done, and it got a lot of traction in the barn dominium community because they're hot right now.
Yeah.
And people just like I just kept posting pictures on like the barn dominium pages on Facebook, and people keep hitting us up. But to get back to that other question before that, do you know what the biggest thing was that actually separated us and get us selling jobs? People don't listen. Like just like you said, listening to your customers. They don't we had like after 3 or 4 people saying how much is it for materials. In my mind, I'm like, I didn't say this obviously, but I'm like, none of your effing business. Like that's the price for the job. But no, like we said, now we itemize labor and material. Do not mark up our materials. And my other contractor friends are like, why? Why don't you mark up your materials? And we itemize our labor material for every step. Your caissons, your framing, your laying the decking, every single step.
Mm.
And not only that, nobody could touch our price that we get from our material supplier. We're in the top 5% of all purchasers at Lowe's in Colorado.
Yeah. Yeah. That's cool.
So and then and we don't even mark that up.
Yeah. John, what do you think what's the greatest need right now in your business? If you could wave a wand and fix any problem, what would it be?
Skilled carpenters that don't come with all the baggage that carpenters have.
Yeah. Yeah. How have you found them in the past?
Training them myself from nothing. My best 2 guys I trained from nothing. One of them's worked here a year and a half. The other one's worked here 4 years.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's just training. Like there's so many bad habits, and from one of my leads calls what he calls idea guy. Everyone that I started recently not hiring people that have worked for themselves, and it
Yeah.
sucks in case if there is a guy that's great that worked for himself and didn't work out, but they're what one of my leads call an idea guy. Like, what if we do this? Like, no, this is how we do things.
Yeah. Yeah. That's great. Well, John, is there anything we haven't talked about today that gets you fired up?
No, we're just trying to go in the direction where we're trying to we're doing everything right now. So I mean, if anybody ever wants all the things that we offer without paying what most companies would charge to do it, then the next year is the time to do it with us, because we're doing it right now to doing all the extras right now at the price of our competition that doesn't do half what we do to get the jobs and get our name out there for it.
Yeah. Where can people find out more about what you do? What website or anything?
ColoradoEliteOutdoor.com. Phone number 720-712-8828. We're on Instagram. On TikTok, it's just Jonathan Lang, or on Facebook. I post all kinds of stuff. YouTube, if you got thick skin, you can watch me on YouTube. But I try to push the limits a little bit on what I say.
Yeah. Awesome, man. Well, thanks so much for coming on the podcast. Don't go anywhere because I want to keep talking, but thanks so much for coming on the show.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.